What's going on, everybody? We are making our way to the start of the Gauntlet. This is my third day, roughly, trying to get this to work. And it hasn't been the beta's fault. It's been an issue with maps. I don't know if some of you have seen or remember that occasionally on some of the Friars Challenge videos, we would get this really annoying map glitch. Sorry, where instead of going to the hairpin, it would go all the way down to like Taylor Street exit, which is ridiculous, and I don't really know what causes it. I have a suspicion as to the reason, but that aside, that is why there has been such a delay in getting this 11.3.6 Gauntlet out. So I'm taking the time that it takes to get to the starting point to sort of explain that as we go into the video. If you want to skip ahead to the actual Gauntlet, chapters at the bottom of the screen and in the description, so just go ahead and get into the start of the Gauntlet, laps 1 and 2. We are not going to do the original Gauntlet today. That was originally the plan. After 3 attempts, 2, 3, well, however many attempts to do this, we're gonna go right into Gauntlet 2. Most of the comments in the Gauntlet video and in the most recent testing video where we did some extra runs around the hairpin and the final left shared a lot of the same consensus that people are ready. They think the 11.3.4 rather, completed the Gauntlet in a really large way. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the Friars Circuit, which is Gauntlet 2.0, or the leveled up Gauntlet, however you want to call it. And it's going to include the first Gauntlet, but in a circuit format that's going to mirror the image, wow. That's going to mirror the problem with the false positive stop sign that is pretty much the last issue, aside from the very first right turn, with the original Gauntlet run. So we're going to see that today as well. I guarantee you the first right turn is not going to perform well at all. It lacks initiative, and it's really, really frustrating because if you go into my challenge playlist, there will be a link in the description to it, and watch the Friars Challenge videos on 10.5, on 10.6, 10.8. The initiative on that right turn is amazing. It just gets going. And then after maybe 10.11 or 10.12, it just lost that initiative, and I have to get on the throttle to get the vehicle moving, or we're going to sit there and people are going to honk at us. Now, it is Sunday afternoon, just after, well, it's almost 1400, almost 2 p.m. So we'll see how traffic is. The lighting conditions really are perfect, with there not being too much sun or too dark. But we're going to go ahead and go in here, and we're going to do this one at a time in the sense of navigational routes. So we're showing the proper course, which is good. I'm not going to engage just yet. I want to explain this. Now, this is our normal hairpin. That's where we need to turn, which is great. The glitch has us going all the way out here. So as long as you don't see this going really far, we're fine, and it seems to be okay. I think the problem I've had as we engage FSD is that I was trying to use the waypoint system to create a down and back scenario and just delete the waypoint. In my experience, the waypoints seem to cause the glitch. So we're not going to use them today. We're going to navigate to the Fashion Valley Superchargers, which was the original reason for this course, as I've said in several Gauntlet videos. And then once we're at a point where I think it won't mess things up, I'll set the destination for the return trip. And we'll see how it does. I'm really excited to show this to you guys. I hope it goes well. Really on the brakes here for no reason. And we got a little Honda behind us that's seeming a little jumpy. So man, I said no reason. It was because of this i3, but did you see the distance? And human coming out, okay. As I hit the throttle, the system disengaged, which was interesting. Pedestrian wrapped around the car. That was interesting. I feel like maybe I've experienced it once or twice in the past where when the system is in an alert scenario to avoid something, if you hit the throttle, it disengages. Now, I'll be able to watch this back, and I'm sure you guys can just rewind and see what happened, but I don't know if I hit the wheel or what happened. I didn't hit the brake. I hit the throttle to try to push us around the pedestrian. But yeah, we'll see. I might have hit the wheel and it knocked it out of alignment, whatever. But we're going to go ahead and zip around and redo this. Again, chapters are in the description or on the bottom of the screen. Just fast forward where you like. There might be a lot of dead air in this video given what we'll encounter. But we're going to do this today, whether it's a sloppy shit show or really good. And we'll see what happens. But this is the real world testing. The Gauntlet's probably just as hard for me and my mental health as it is for Mew to actually execute. It's a really nice car. Alright. really weird. I might have to do some more testing on that throttle disengagement scenario. I might miss reporting if I do disengage on this. I will try. It's just a forewarning. I drive these roads all the time, literally every day. This is what I do for a living. It's why I've got the most miles on FSD. I still stand by that claim, despite what some of the people might think they have. Just because I don't have Tesla scope doesn't mean I ain't smoking, y'all. Anyway, RoboTaxi Report, though, on that subject of data and all the numbers is coming out. I'm gathering all the data up. It's been a hassle trying to get all of this stuff together for y'all and to keep the channel moving amongst other work, but it's coming. It's coming in the next couple days. Well, let's see how we do on this right turn initiative. We got no one behind us, so I'm going to show you just how painful this is. It's creeping up. We got our creep line. It's watching. Nobody's coming. And we're still here. And then we're hitting the brakes again, like we're going to wait for this Honda that's way behind us. And now I'm going to give it throttle, because what the F? All right, and we're going real wide here. Execution on this corner has been perfect. S-class maneuver. It's that first initial right and the hairpin that are the remaining sticking points. And I'm gonna double check my stuff. I'm recording, microphone's on. Okay, and let's get this. We got a taxi Prius, which is pretty typical, not letting us over. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Let's go again. All right, once we get past this light, we will go ahead and retry this again. We're trying something different. So for the first lap, you're gonna have me down here in the corner doing the whole kind of streamer, seeing me react and, my typical commentary. And then for the second lap, we're actually gonna do it where I'm not here. It's just gonna be the forward shot of the car, like you see in a lot of other YouTube beta tester videos. And I just want to know your all's honest opinion. I'm going to include a link to a community poll in the description. It'll be in all caps. At least the title to the link will be. That way, I would love for y'all to jump over there and just throw me a vote, what you prefer. Do you like me down here with the whole streamer kind of set up with me in the corner, seeing my face, my reactions, where my eyes go, and the way that we've done things for a while? Would you rather me just not do it at all like that and just show the car? I've fixed it to where the audio comes through from the Hero 10 right here. I switched the camera, so it should be a better experience in that front. And I have a couple options. It'll be me here in the corner, just the car forward view, and then another one that'll be, save the internal camera for customer reactions videos, obviously. So thank you guys so much for heading over there, if you do, to let me know what you think. Commentary will still be here, just be whether or not, I'm here as the experience changes. Come on, humans, be decisive. No, you gotta come. I'm an autopilot. Thank you. I know they can't hear me, but I'm letting you guys know that's what's going through my head. All right, this is hard enough without the you go, no, you go, no, you go scenario. All right, there we go. Consider navigating to a less busy supercharger. Interesting note. I've made a comment on 2 recent videos about the sort of like learning what to do better if you do it in rapid enough succession. And I know it doesn't have, serious persistent memory or anything, but yeah, let me know what you think. It seems to be the case that it does that quite well. This time, nobody's blocking us. We managed to actually get over. And on that topic, I did a video recently, the one right before this. I'll put a link in the corner, wherever it is. I tested the modes, average, chill, and assertive. And the reason I say that is because I'm sure I'll get a couple of comments that say that if I had put it in assertive mode, we probably would have gotten over the first time. That is not the case. I would be willing to bet lunch on that. We're in average. See, if I take it over to, it'll go to assertive. But we were in average, and in my testing, assertive was not the winner. So go check out that video. Let me know what you think. That first lap was a problem because we had a human blocking us, and the system was just safely deciding to not make the maneuver, which, isn't really bad. If it was a taxi scenario, I'd rather the person in the car be protected. Now there'd be the annoyance of missing your turn and having to reroute, which is a whole nother problem. But anyway, it is a conversation to be had. All right, we're coming through here. Should be okay here. It hasn't had a problem with these exits since we've gotten version 11. Now I gotta wait until we have completed the hairpin to put in the second destination to avoid glitching this whole process all over again. I cannot tell you how many times I have had to redo this test to get the Gauntlet 2 or the Fryer circuit to work. But I do it for the science and for the audience. We want to test the system as best we can. And we're coming around Hotel Circle just fine. Looks like we've got good clearance through here. And our... There it is. I don't understand, guys. I don't understand. I don't understand. You saw it. It was fine. It was correct. Why? Bye-bye, Hairpin. You know what? Whatever. If you want to skip this part, skip ahead a little bit, fast forward, I'm just gonna let this run, and we're gonna do the rest of this darn gauntlet. And maybe we can get the lap correct with lap 2. So stick around if you like to watch what it does. Fast forward a little bit to get to, you know, the actual portion where the return lap will start. I'll leave that up to you guys. I don't understand. And again, I've done the scroll wheel reset. I've tried changing the course over and over. I have messed with the navigate option here to change when it reroutes to different times. None of that has solved the problem. And today, we didn't even use waypoints. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. These last couple of days, for whatever reason, I have not been able to do the gauntlet. I don't know. Put in conspiracy theories here or there and let me know what you think might be the reason why. Maybe it's just too hard. That Hairpin, they've had it. They're like, enough is enough. But we're gonna go ahead and carry on either way. As we come up here, I want to make sure we get past our Hairpin before I put the return route, just so you can see the more accurate, or just so we can make sure it doesn't take us a different way. I want it to take us a very specific way, the Gauntlet 2 way, the Fryer Circuit way. We'll see what happens. You might be able to sense the stress in my voice with the amount of times I've tried to do this. I get it. We're not actually going to go charge. I've also tried different locations than the supercharger that would make us go this route. And the final part's not the problem. It's for whatever reason, the maps suddenly thinks that the Hairpin doesn't exist anymore. And we don't take Hotel Circle. I am at a loss, man. I don't know how to fix that. And if any of you have any other ideas besides reset, choosing a different nav point, adjusting navigational route time, I've done those. Give me something else. If you got something else, I'm all ears. Anyway, this is the Hairpin coming from the side, like if we were watching us go through it. And you can see, you know, we've got our stop here, and you can watch the behaviors of the people. They do tend to kind of stop down to make sure everything's clear. Not everybody does. If they know they're clear, like this guy, they'll just go right on through. And, you know, that's up to your interpretation. So now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our next portion of this. Let me see if I can get this in quick enough. And it should work out just fine. So this is where you'll see the second part of the new Gauntlet. So we're not doing our final left. This is where I found it to be really fun to do the hotel Hairpin, loop around the bridge, another Hairpin, back onto the highway up to another false positive stop sign Hairpin scenario. Or I should say yield scenario. It's actually kind of both. It's really crazy. And when this all works correctly, when the first half of it doesn't glitch, it's awesome. Well, we'll see. You guys are along for the ride. Now coming up here, we've got a really sharp Hairpin highway entrance point. And then, you know, the 8 heading east, it has like a massive lane opening as several exits open up going 163 south, 163 north, continuing 8 east. It's crazy. But at least here we do have an actual stop. Like, this is good. Those are humans. I don't know, maybe the black SUV didn't realize he had a stop sign too. I'm not sure. All right, we need to move on. Hopefully we don't go off the road there. Okay, we're slowing down too much, but it's, you know, it's understandable. It's trying to figure out where it's going. And now we need to accelerate. We need to move. And we are, well, this is acceptable, really. It's not too bad. We don't need to, you know, goose it to get anywhere. But you can see where all this kind of gets crazy. But at least we can just stay to the right and continue on back up to 163 to the Washington Street exit. And what I like about the return side of the Gauntlet is that we're going to have our wild yield issue, where in the past the system has always stayed back way too far, or took too long, causing humans to honk. Oh boy. There we go. Very well done. Now this, it's crazy too, because man, Californian drivers, I'll tell you what, any busy city, I don't want to just pick on California, it don't matter where you're at. If there's a lot of humans on the road, there's a lot of stupid. That's just how it is. But here we go. Good, smooth execution. Well done. Assertive lane change in average to make sure that we don't get stuck on the University Avenue off ramp or exit. And up here you'll see it's got the turn signal on. This isn't to change lanes. This turn signal is actually to let people know that we're going left here and not right. But it can confuse other humans, so I would do something about that. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen, like Black Tesla, for example, in his videos during sharp turns, he's seen it too, where the turn signal will come on a really sharp turn, like through back roads where there is no intersection. It's just a sharp turn with like double yellows, and it'll turn the signal on. It does that residential, city streets that are, well, I mean, most of the time they're typically smaller residential streets. That's pretty common. So here's our yield scenario. To the left, it splits off with a stop sign to go to the left, and over here we have a yield where we should kind of just flow through, and it seems to handle this quite a bit better. See, we're kind of pausing. I'm gonna give it some throttle because I know the humans behind us are gonna get impatient, and once we're clear, it should go, yeah, there we go. Little kip there, I felt it. Now here it is again. This is the false positive. It's gonna come to a stop, and I'm gonna give it throttle because I know this blah, 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 blah. Tacoma behind me is gonna yell, and dang it, I got distracted. So let's go quick reroute. There's the glitch again. Lovely. We'll mess with some things on the way back, but we need to get all the way over. There we go. So again, the return lap, this second portion of the Gauntlet, is supposed to test decisive lane changes. Man, look at the humans going crazy. So basically quick decision making, and to be able to benchmark our false positive issue and how it handles a yield versus you know, a drive-through scenario, and stop signs being related on both fronts. So it gives us a lot of good data points in one video for those false positives. The only really annoying thing is this, whatever that is dumb. Google, fix this. Tesla, Google, both of y'all, get together. Why? Can't do the Gauntlet with this. This is dumb. Clip this on Twitter, repost it, fix the glitch. Elon hates hashtags. Hashtag fix the glitch. No, I don't know where the source would be to actually fix that. And if any of you have ideas, you know, just let us know in the comments to tell everybody. This person's kind of like in the road, so we'll see. It's a very common panhandling spot. It's always heartbreaking when there's a dog there too. But it's acting a little skittish here. I'm gonna give it a little kip there, a little throttle to push us so we don't hold people back. Really excellent turn here. It always handles this very well. Choosing the proper lane, you know, the outside lane, to make sure we don't miss our entrance to the 163. The other one, of course, going down to the south. But we've made it. We're starting lap 2, so I'm gonna disappear. Bye-bye, guys, and we're just gonna watch the car. Again, I'd love your feedback. Let me know what you think about the presentation and all. I don't have the technology or the funds right now to do the cool overlays that CF Tesla or AI Driver do. I mean, those are really cool, and that'd be fun to mess with at some point. It's just not in the cards for me at the moment. So you're just gonna get this good old first principles approach. Keeping it simple. All right, now let's see. I'm gonna try a couple things here. We're gonna exit that out. I'm gonna get a different point, and we're gonna see. There's a chance it might fix. That just completely jacked that up, so no sir, no sir. All right, how about this one? Can we go here? We gotta do it quickly because we need to, well, there's the glitch again, but at least this will get us on Hotel Circle. That's the important thing that I want. I'll try navigating to the Fashion Valley Mall. but we just got to get on the Hotel Circle on-ramp, but then I got to make the adjustment before we get to the re-entrance of the 8, otherwise we're stuck on the 8 again. And I'll probably just do a screen cut to the relative point if that happens, to not waste your time with that extensive, long-winded route. Alright, so now we're in free roam mode, basically, and we're going to choose a location up here, the Cheesecake Factory. Let's see what it does. Dang, it is still... I don't understand. And maybe in one of the bloopers, if I kept it, you'll see the turn signal won't matter. We'll even try that. So we're here. I'm going to actually mess around with it a little bit, just so it doesn't remember the route we're on. Now, I don't think... I'm trying. Turn signal's on. Yeah, nope. That's not going to work. Alright, guys. So I am going to skip ahead to the relevant part of the Gauntlet for the return lap. And hopefully at some point this is fixed, because right now the Gauntlet's basically broken because the hairpin is untouchable until that glitch isn't there. I didn't have this glitch on 3.4. This might be on 3.6. I don't know. We'll see, but we'll skip ahead. We'll finish up lap 2. And yeah, we'll give our final, or I'll give my final thoughts. All right, here we go. Getting out of the bumpy road as we make our return on the Friars Circuit. Hopefully this red light doesn't take too long. One thing that is pretty cool, map glitch aside, this Gauntlet test still isn't riddled with disengagements. It's mostly how good it does execute, or, you know, preventative things that I can get through with a throttle. However, when it comes to those false positive throttle interventions, I think the importance of it rivals a full-blown disengagement. I might not be technically disengaging, which is still pretty cool. However, when you have to intervene to that degree, throttle, turn signal, or otherwise, it's not a good thing. It's still a problem, and I would still call it a failed route. I'd be curious to know y'all's thoughts on that, but I'm pretty cut and dry. It's pretty black and white when something is either doing something correctly or incorrectly. And when we're finally to a point where it's degrees of improvement and degrees of execution, that's a whole different conversation. But still, the way version 11 performs in these difficult scenarios is far and away better than anything before it. Now let's go ahead and try to finish strong here with all the jinxing I just did. I foresee the potential for disengagements to be caused rather by other humans, by not... Come on, let's creep a little farther forward, buddy. There you go. Now let's get in there. Anyway, I foresee more issues by being blocked, or I should say, from being blocked by other humans when we need to make a decisive move. Kind of like the very first lap with the Prius that prevented us from getting on the 163. It is what it is. You can imagine a future without humans involved where things would be a lot more efficient and accurate. You wouldn't have some oblivious person behind the wheel blocking people from entering the highway. And I will say that's one thing that I have definitely come to love about version 11, is that you can actually see at points where it makes the effort to, well, we should have definitely gotten over before going near that tow truck. Not ideal. Anyway, it makes the effort to actually get over, and that was really good. I gotta comment on that. It got over beautifully, but now too far. You have gone too far, Mew. You gotta get back into the right lane. You overcorrected. I'm trying to compliment your lane changing, and you're making it very difficult. I've noticed it will actually say changing lanes to get out of far right lane, and that is really great. I am very happy that it does that. Just like changing lanes to get out of passing lane. It's not always consistent, and there are overcorrections and errors, but it is remarkable and very human-like when it does goof and mess up. So I'm actually going to try something while we're at this point. There's one extra thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to actually just fully turn off online routing, and now I'm going to let us actually get through the yield so we don't get totally screwed here. We're hitting the brakes, and I'm going to push this so we don't get honked at. Little throttle. All right, here's our false positive, which is pretty much always a false positive way back here. So I'm going to give it throttle. We're going to push into our merging lane here, and we're just going to immediately go back to Friars Road. I've turned online routing off. Oh, taking too long. Whoa, weird. See? Yeah, no. All right. That'll do it for today, guys, as far as the Gauntlet, but we'll chat a little bit. So this is Gauntlet 2 for lack of better performance due to the weird map glitch in the beginning, or with all of the trips down to actually start, which is really frustrating. Before, that was a very rare occurrence, but in the last couple of days on 11.3.6, it has been 100%. Truly, 100%. It might start showing the proper route, and then that glitch happens. And what I just did shows you I've tried different ways to make it happen. And when you completely get rid of the routing, it'll just take you up the Friars exit to Fashion Valley Mall. It won't even take you down Hotel Circle to the Hairpin. So it's annoying. Gauntlet's kind of broken until that's resolved. I hope that you guys still enjoyed the video, though. We're going to go get charged up and drive around a bunch of people and hopefully get some good customer reactions. So thank you so much, guys, for your patience and your continued viewership and all of your thoughts and feedback down below. And I will catch you in the next video. Take care.